Ever wonder why the planets are named Mars, Jupiter, and Venus? Or why so many brands use names like Nike or Apollo? The answer lies in the incredible world of Roman mythology, a universe of powerful gods, legendary heroes, and epic tales that shaped Western civilization in ways you might not even realize. Get ready, because today we're diving deep into the heart of ancient Rome. Before we meet the gods on Mount Olympus, wait, that's the Greeks. In Rome, their home was the heavens, ruling from above. And that's the first key thing to understand. Roman mythology didn't just appear out of nowhere. When the Romans expanded their empire, they met the Greeks and were absolutely fascinated by their stories. So, they did what any good empire does. They adopted and adapted. The Greek Zeus became the Roman Jupiter, the king of the gods. The Greek goddess of love, Aphrodite, became the Roman Venus. It was like the ultimate rebranding project. But the Romans added their own unique flavor. While the Greek gods were often emotional and chaotic, the Roman gods were more disciplined, serious, and deeply connected to the state and public life. They weren't just characters in a story, they were the divine patrons of Rome itself. Religion was a public duty, a contract between the people and the gods. We perform the rituals the Romans believed, and you, gods, ensure Rome's prosperity and victory. So, let's meet the main players. At the top of the pantheon is Jupiter, the god of the sky and thunder. He's the big boss, the supreme ruler, often depicted with a lightning bolt, ready to enforce his will. His wife and sister, Juno, is the queen of the gods. She's the protector of marriage and the state, but don't get on her bad side. Her jealousy was legendary, especially when it came to Jupiter's many affairs. Next up is Neptune, Jupiter's brother and the god of the sea. Whenever you see a statue of a powerful, bearded figure holding a trident, that's Neptune. He controlled the oceans, earthquakes, and horses. Sailors would offer him sacrifices, praying for a safe voyage across the unpredictable Mediterranean. Then there's the other brother, Pluto, ruler of the underworld. Unlike the Greek Hades, who is often portrayed as gloomy and sinister, the Roman Pluto was also seen as a god of wealth, because precious metals and gems come from deep within the earth. He was a stern but just ruler of the afterlife. Now, let's talk about the god of war, Mars. He was incredibly important to the Romans, a society built on military might. He was seen as the father of Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome, making the Romans his literal descendants. Before any battle, generals would pray to Mars for strength and victory. His lover was Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, and desire. This pairing of war and love was a powerful symbol for the Romans, representing the two forces that create and destroy. We also have Apollo, the god of music, poetry, prophecy, and the sun. He was the epitome of order and reason. His twin sister, Diana, was the goddess of the hunt, the moon, and nature. She was a fierce protector of wild animals and a symbol of independence. Then there's Minerva, the goddess of wisdom, strategic warfare, and crafts. She famously burst from Jupiter's head, fully grown and armored, representing the birth of intellect and strategy. And we can't forget Mercury, the speedy messenger of the gods. With his winged sandals and helmet, he was the god of travelers, merchants, and thieves, basically anyone who was quick on their feet, physically or metaphorically. Vesta was the goddess of the hearth, home, and family. Her sacred fire, tended by the Vestal Virgins in the heart of Rome, was a symbol of the city's eternal life. If that fire ever went out, it was considered a terrifying omen. But Roman mythology isn't just about gods, it's also filled with epic heroes. The most famous story is the Aeneid by the poet Virgil. It tells the tale of Aeneas, a Trojan hero who escapes the fall of Troy after a long and perilous journey across the sea. Battling monsters and resisting temptations, he lands in Italy, his destiny to become the ancestor of the Roman people. This story gave Rome a divine origin story, linking them directly to the heroes of the Trojan War. It was a masterpiece of political and cultural storytelling, cementing the idea that Rome was destined for greatness. Then, of course, there's the story of Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers nursed by a she-wolf and raised by a shepherd. As adults, they decided to found a city, but they argued over who should rule. The conflict ended tragically, with Romulus killing Remus and naming the city after himself, Rome. This founding myth is a bit dark, but it reflects the Roman values of strength, ambition, and the sometimes brutal reality of building an empire. These myths were everywhere in Roman life. They were carved into buildings, painted on walls, and stamped onto coins. Children learned them in school. Generals used them to inspire their troops. Emperors used them to justify their rule. The stories provided a shared cultural language, a set of values, and a common identity for a vast and diverse empire. They explained the world from the changing seasons to the success of a harvest. Even after the fall of the Roman Empire and the rise of Christianity, these stories never disappeared. During the Renaissance, artists like Michelangelo and Raphael brought them back to life in breathtaking paintings and sculptures. Shakespeare drew on them for plays like Julius Caesar and Antony and Cleopatra, and today, their legacy is stronger than ever. Think about the Harry Potter series. Many of the spells are based on Latin, the language of the Romans. Minerva McGonagall is named after the goddess of wisdom. Remus Lupin's first name connects to one of Rome's founders. Or look at the Percy Jackson series, which brilliantly mashes Greek and Roman mythology together. In business, you have brands like Nike, the Roman goddess of victory, or Dove, a bird associated with Venus. Even our calendar is full of them. March is named for Mars, June for Juno. The tales of Roman gods and heroes are more than just ancient stories. They are foundational myths that have echoed through the centuries, shaping our art, our language, and our understanding of power, duty, and destiny. They show us how a civilization used stories to define itself, to inspire its people, and to build an empire that would change the world forever. What's your favorite Roman myth or god? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more adventures into history and mythology. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.